All right. So put this maybe on your chest and just let it sit there. And then explain to me, why did you live on East Lake Road and West Lake Road it was Canandaigua, New York, right? And you said it was the 30s? Here.
My grandparents, Frida and Jack Averill, lived in Canandaigua back in the 30s, Canandaigua, New York.
And which grandparents are these?
These are my mom's parents.
Your mom's parents?
Yes. And they lived in that house for many years, and for a while they had part of their big, huge house as a restaurant.
Why?
I can remember the house very well. First time I saw it, I think I was 5, 6, somewhere along in there. They had a big dining room with maybe a dozen tables and chairs. They had 2 kitchens.
2?
The bigger kitchen had a wood stove, the old-fashioned wood stove. And I remember the cook and housekeeper we had, her name was Florence. She cooked on that, and she made pretty good meals. As a 6-year-old, I wasn't too interested in grown-up food, as you can guess.
What does that mean, grown-up food?
Oh, beef and lots of meat and potatoes and stuff like that.
What do you
I pretty much like junk food like I do now.
Well, wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah. Well, I also remember something very nice. My grandparents made their own ice cream. The most delicious strawberry or raspberry ice creams. I remember that so well, and they used a Carnation instant milk. I don't know why I remember that, but I do.
What does that mean? I've never heard of that. Carnation instant milk.
Well, that's what I like in my tea.
Oh, like evaporated milk?
Evaporated milk, yes.
Okay, got it.
Sorry.
I got it.
I said it wrong.
No, I
Carnation evaporated milk.
When you said instant milk, that made me thought of like a powdered milk or something.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
Sorry, I got it.
Sorry.
No, finish the story.
And little bits and pieces come to memory. My grandparents, or my grandmother, would feed me peanut butter and toast. Oh my goodness, that was so good. Peanut butter toast with a glass of cold milk. I still like that.
I know.
And also, when I had an upset stomach or I was sick or something, Grandma made me what is called milk toast. That's slices of buttered toast, and you pour scalding milk on top of it. And it works. And today I do it once in a while.
Yeah, I didn't know it was scalded milk, but definitely
Yes.
I have made you, and you have had milk toast, which was, it didn't have the peanut butter though. I didn't know about the peanut butter.
Peanut butter toast. Once in a while, too, would fix it after I got home from school or something.
Well, I've made you peanut butter toast, and I've made milk toast.
Yeah, but they don't go together. They're separate things.
Oh, I thought you were saying, I misunderstood. I thought you were saying peanut butter toast with scalded milk on top.
No.
No, okay. I got it. Yeah.
It was buttered toast.
Yeah, with milk on top. Yeah, milk
Yes.
toast. Yeah, I know milk toast.
And let me think a little bit here. In the living room, I remember a grand piano. It was a huge thing, to me at least. And I remember upstairs, the stairs were carpeted, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms upstairs, and 2 baths. And my room had the door that goes up to the attic.
Wow.
So I liked that because
too.
once in a while I would go up to the attic just for the experience. It was kind of spooky looking, you know how kids are. They like fun stuff and just to look around.
Sure.
There's a lot of storage and stuff like that, trunks. And then in the backyard we had a croquet set, and we played croquet. There was a fireplace out there where my grandfather grilled steaks and hot dogs or cooked fish. He and my grandmother loved to go fishing.
Really?
They would bring it home and clean the fish, and I didn't like that.
Where did they fish?
On the lake,
What was the name? Was it
Canandaigua Lake.
Canandaigua Lake, okay.
Yeah. And let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, in the backyard. They had a swing set back there, big cherry tree. I got sick one time eating too many cherries. I remember that very well. And the house next door was a little ways down. You had to walk quite a ways to the house. Houses were far apart in those days out in the country. And the people next door had a strawberry bed. And I remember sometimes I could go over with them and pick strawberries. That was nice. Canandaigua was a small town in those days. I think it's a city now. Downtown, I can remember the stores were always closed on Wednesday afternoon.
What?
I don't know why. That's just the way it used to be. They would take an afternoon off in the middle of the week.
The whole town?
The whole town. Yes.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yep.
That's so funny.
And there was a theater called, I don't remember, to tell you the truth. Next door to the theater, there was a soda fountain type place where everybody used to gather before and after the movies. By the way, the movies were 50 cents back in those days. I remember.
Do you remember any movies that you went to?
I remember a couple of movies. One was called The Ghost and Mrs. Muir. It starred Gene Tierney and Rex Harrison.
Oh my gosh, Mom, your memory. Amazing.
I remember the Charlie Chan movies.
How old were you?
10 years old. They were about 8 and 10.
How long did you live with your grandparents?
Well, time-wise, I don't exactly remember, but I lived with them several different times when my parents were abroad. Sometimes 2 years. And I can going back to the movies, I can remember Technicolor movies.
What's that?
Movies in color. Because other movies were in black and white. They had special Technicolor musicals.
Technicolor?
Yes, that was the name of it, Technicolor. MGM musical movies with June Allison, Van Johnson, and all of those guys. Gene, what was his name?
Autry?
The dancer, Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly and all of those people.
Sure.
Those movies were good back then.
They were very good.
They were very good.
We should watch some of those together again.
I guess we could.
Absolutely.
They have some of those old movies.
I'll do that.
Okay, we'll find some, yeah. And I think that's about, oh yes, one other thing.
Uh-oh.
I remember going to school in Canandaigua. We were living in Westlake Road. And I took a school bus. It wasn't one of those long yellow buses. It was a short blue bus.
Okay.
And the bus driver's name was Murray. And we picked up about 6 or 8 kids on that road. My next door neighbor was Sandra, her sister Susan. And I had a friend named Margot further up the road. I can remember that as clearly as anything. I'm 90 years old, and I can remember back in those days.
I don't even know what to say. I'm so, like, odd.
Well, I'm just spotting off things that come to mind randomly.
So you...
And my grandparents lived on the East Lake Road for many years. And for some reason, I don't remember why, it was in the 40s, late 40s, it must have been, they decided to sell their house for a smaller house. I think that was it.
So that was the house, they wanted to sell the house that had the restaurant?
Yes. And that house that had a restaurant also had in the basement a personal store that my grandfather had, in which he sold jewelry and knickknacks he picked up when visiting China in 1942.
And that was the same...
In Beijing.
That was the other grandfather. That was the same
Grandfather Averill, Jack Averill.
But you lived, I'm sorry, but you lived with your mother's parents on West Lake Road.
And East Lake Road.
East Lake Road, and that's not the house that had the restaurant. So,
I'll get it straight and make another recording eventually. I'll try to...
Well, no, you're doing fine. So your grandparents on your mother's side lived on East Lake Road and had the house with the restaurant, and then they sold it and moved to West Lake Road.
Yeah.
But how did your grandparents from Grandpa's side, your father's side, how did they get involved in that?
No, my father's parents are not involved in my story at all.
Who was
Let me say it again. My grandparents from my mother's side, Jack and Frida Averill, lived on East Lake Road. I had the restaurant and the store in the basement.
Oh, that's the same place. Oh, I got it.
And in the 40s, my grandfather went to visit us, my mom and dad and myself at 6 years old, in Beijing, China.
Oh my gosh. You were...
In that book, you remember the book we have with the picture of Grandpa in the rickshaw? I have to bring it out and show you.
So you were living in Canandaigua with your mother's parents, and your father, and they went with you to China, your mother's parents.
That was another time. I'm sorry, I'm getting my time. Because as a child, I don't exactly remember which years was which.
It doesn't, that's not so important to me, but are you saying, I'm so sorry, Mom, but you're saying you were living in Canandaigua with your mother's parents?
Yes, I was.
The ones with the restaurant and the store, and you went with your mother's parents. No.
I went with my parents. At some
you went-
point, I
oh,
went with
okay.
my parents.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, now I got it. So you went with your parents, my grandmother and grandfather. You went with your parents to Beijing. Yes?
I went with my parents to Beijing, not directly from Canandaigua, New York, but I went with them when we were at that time in the 40s stationed in, I'm not sure, Russia, and either Harbin or in Mukden, Mukden. Someday I'll write this out. It'll be a little clearly. I can't remember everything myself in the chronological order as to
Right.
where I was.
You're doing great, Mom. You're doing fantastic. Did I just hear you say you went to Russia?
My dad was stationed in Harbin, Manchuria. That's in Russia.
I thought that was China.
I'm not sure. I think it's right on the border of Russia and China. I have to look it up. Maybe it is China.
I'm gonna look it up. But your life, Mom, wow. Whether Harbin is China or Russia, but just amazing.
Oh, I've got adventures to tell you when I was up there.
Oh.
I can't remember whether I was in Mukden or Harbin at the age of 4 going on 5. I know I had my appendix out when I was 5 up in Harbin, I think.
All right, I'm looking up Harbin. Harbin is in China.
Okay.
And how do you spell Mukden?
Mukden. Is that in China too?
It's in Russia.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, Mom. So you lived in both Russia and China.
Maybe I could speak 5 languages when I was a tot.
Oh my gosh.
Really, I was able to, bits and pieces in 5 different languages: Japanese, Russian, English, and I don't know what the other 2 were. Mom and Dad forgot, didn't they?
Chinese?
Chinese and Japanese.
And Russian? Wow.
I don't know a single word now,
Yeah, but
except Ding Hao.
Ding Hao. Yeah, and I still say Ding Hao.
You say Ding Hao. My mother used to say that.
Wow. Just your life.
That's why I'm so happy to sit here and be so quiet. So much traveling bothered me some.
Well, we're going to travel today.
We're going to travel today. We are going to Richmond, Virginia today.
We're going to sleep tonight on a train.
We're going to sleep tonight on a train.
And we're gonna wake up, and I hope wake up early. I always wake up early, and mostly you do too. Wake up and have a cup of coffee and look in the beautiful
Seams.
and the glass covered car and see the colors, the fall colors. I've never done that.
You've never seen fall colors?
No, I've seen fall colors, but never on purpose. I've never.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I've never organized a trip where that was the whole point. You know, you and I are not really going anywhere except to do that. We've got a nice, calm, beautiful trip, just the two of us to see the fall colors.
Yep. We have to remember to take a lot of pictures. Take our iPad with us. It's to be a bit of a nuisance, but
Yeah. And we looked at the weather this morning. It's going to be so pretty. But we'll have to put on jackets. And
yeah. I'm glad I asked that question for you to look it up because I was just thinking about it.
You're sitting on the balcony in Florida and you're pulling your sweater over your chest in case it suddenly got cold. Oh, that's so funny. I love it. But tomorrow, this time tomorrow, we will be on the train. What time is it? It's 11. We'll be an hour and a half from arriving in
What
Richmond
time do we arrive?
at 12:39.
Oh.
Well, but that's assuming the train's on time. I will tell you my experience is that Amtrak is notoriously late. But you and I don't care. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't have any schedule.
No, it's just, yeah,
We get there when we get there.
all right. Grandma says that's enough
For now.
for now.